Welcome to a quick episode of the cut content of Spec Ops The Line. Spec Ops The Line was planned to have DLC as early as the game's release. We've already talked about Adam's story DLC, the 5-mission storyline called Long Way Home, that ultimately never got made, although a script was done for it. And there's the DLC that actually came out, the co-op one, along with the FUBAR pack that I guess you could count as like pre-ordered DLC or something. But there are plans for two more. There are plans for two more DLCs that would be released, at least according to the game files. There are listings for DLC2 and DLC3, of which we can vaguely get an idea of what they had in mind for it. It seems like they would be restoring cut content in these DLCs for the multiplayer mode. If you look under the SR editor game file, you can find a listing for cooker.mp game content cook standalone _ DLC2, and another one for DLC3, of which they contain 4 game types, 2 for each DLC. Offline, SW, Delivery, and CA. SW stands for Spoils of War, which was a cut multiplayer mode. Delivery is Special Delivery. CA is Chopper Attack. Offline, I believe that's an existing multiplayer mode, but I'm not 100% certain what that's listed as, like what the internal name for it is. Spoils of War, there's still some leftovers for that in the game files, including voice files and some models. The whole point would be collecting different loot around the battlefield and bringing it back to your base, and whichever team scores the most wins. Special Delivery would be a mode where you deliver a bomb to the enemy base, and you have to make sure that it isn't defused before it goes off. Chopper Attack would involve using a chopper to score kills on the enemy. I believe you'd be directing it accordingly with different coordinates and everything, but I'm not 100% certain on how that would go. There are specific descriptions for each mode. It's interesting to see these and see that they weren't scrapping some pieces of content after all. It's unclear how they would have implemented them or if any new maps would have come with them. Would have been neat to see, but it's hard to completely tell. The only way would be to ask Darkside Studios, the creator of the multiplayer mode, what they had in mind for these 2 DLCs that never came to be. I'm not a huge fan of the multiplayer mode, but still, it would have been interesting. I don't like seeing concepts like this go by the wayside. And it would have been nice to get some more Spec Ops content, especially since some of this would have already been made, like the voice files and the loot models for Spoils of War. So, what do you guys think? Would you have been excited for these additions to the game? Would they have brought you back into it in like 2012, 2013? Do you think it would have drawn in more players? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of the cut content of Spec Ops The Line. See you all next time.